guys, we are back with the D. Williams, the D Factor radio show. I just said over the break that I have smiled so much and so hard. My cheeks are literally burning. It's just been such an amazing experience. It's not over just yet. And we're talking to Alena Edmondson. So many amazing things that she's talking about. And I definitely want to be able to share with you all. I don't even think I have so many things highlighted that I'm like, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about that. And I know we're not going to get through all of these things. So we have to bring her back, which I know that everybody is going to absolutely love to have her back in the studio. This month is about unleashing your mindset so that you can unleash your ideas. We are inspiring 1 million people strong and hashtag UYI movement on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Vine. I mean, we can go down the list right now if you want to unleash their ideas and start their own business. One of the ways that you can do that is by not sabotaging yourself with negative thoughts, right? It's by unleashing your mindset so that you understand that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. That thought in the back of your mind that where you thinking, I really wish I could do that, or I don't like that. I know I could do it better. Yes. You can do it because right now that chair that you're sitting in, somebody thought about that chair. Somebody said, I want to design a chair that way. And you're now living in their dream. You know, this table, the microphone, the studio, Alena, you're living in my dream right now. I already had this planned out. I was living in the now. I was saying, okay, this is what's going to happen. And it's so funny that you were just talking about that because I can remember writing on my vision board, I'm going to have a radio show. And that was one of the things that I didn't say in the future. That was one of the things that I said, I'm preparing for my show that's coming. Yes. I'm preparing. I know my show is coming. I'm preparing for it. I didn't hone on it all day. I didn't think about it all day, but I just knew that it was going to happen. And when the opportunity came, I was like, I'm excited, but I kind of already knew this was going to take place. You know what I'm saying? Because I was living in the now that whole time. So a couple of things I want to talk about that I know you have a coaching program. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because people really need to get involved. Mm-hmm. I think that, you have a step-by-step process, which is something a lot of coaches don't really have. Mm-hmm. They just go in and motivate and inspire, but they can't say, okay, this is how you do things. So we're going to go into that. But in your coaching program, you talk about the top 5 pitfalls that people face when confronted by the unknown and how you can avoid them. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, well, the first one is fear.
Fear, naturally.
Of course. And because fear is such a powerful force because we believe it. And what is the acronym of fear? FEAR is what? False evidence appearing real. So because the thing has appeared, we call it, it's reality because it has appeared, but it's false. It doesn't belong to you. And I have to redirect them back to who are you? Are you an individualized expression of the oneness of God? Do you know that you're created in his image? What does that mean? And after his likeness, that means that you have his nature. You have his values, the core values. And the moment we can align with who we are based on our core values, fear has no power over us. Mm-hmm. Unbelief is another pitfall because, again, fear generates, let's start. Fear generates guilt, that generates shame, that generates unbelief. And all of those things are
negative.
Right. Yeah. But they're emotions, right?
Emotions, yeah.
And because we're feeling them, we're giving them fuel to activate the reality with which we are living in. And then we say, well, it can't change because it has appeared. And then let me tell you how the mind operates. When things appear in our life experience that is good for us or that we love, we tend to overlook that. Well, that's going okay in my life. I ain't got to look at that. Let me focus my attention on what's not
That is
good.
Exactly what people do. And I have done that. Hello.
My husband is great at home, but let me ignore him and focus on these bad kids.
Wow.
And then let me just focus on because that is the mind. The mind is created to focus on problems. The heart is created to focus on solutions.
So if you're in that state and you're bringing it out now, so you're stepping on people's toes.
Come on.
It might be mine a little bit in some instances. So you're stepping on people's toes. What do you say to them to go ahead?
So now we've got to become emotionally intelligent. So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the intelligent, I'm going to say this very slowly because in case you're taking notes, the intelligent flow of awareness and insight that we experience once the mind and emotions are brought into balance through a self-initiated process. Well, now this experience or this intelligence is experienced as direct, intuitive knowing. Okay? That manifests in our thoughts and emotions, and they are beneficial for ourselves and others. Well, what does all that mean? Because when I get a feeling, I'm intelligently aware, I've got insight from the Most High, because I have aligned my thoughts and my feelings, and they have brought balance in my life, which is what life work balance is all about. But it's through a self-initiated process, and that's what I walk my clients through. How do I connect back to who I am?
So you stepped on my toes. You said, "Listen, D," and I'm just saying D for now. I mean, not necessarily it's really D, guys. I'm just saying D.
No, it's me too. You and
me. So you said, "Okay, D. Listen, you focusing on not the great things that are happening in your life. You're kind of focusing on the bad things that are happening."
Brush that to the side.
Okay,
right.
So brush that to the side and start aligning yourself with feelings that are aligned with good things that you not just want to happen, but you believe that will be.
Absolutely. And you know what? The most powerful feeling is gratitude. The most powerful prayer we can ever say is thank you.
Thank you. Thank
you. Because
Lord.
when you're saying thank you, you can't be focusing on anything. Because again, two things can't reside in the same space. If you're walking around grateful, so one of the practices or processes I give to my clients, I say, just make a list. In the morning, when you first wake up, pay attention to your thoughts. Because when because your mind never stops. So as you're asleep, you're just not aware. That means you're unconscious. So when you become conscious, which is only 5% of who you are, just listen for a moment. The mind chatter, the self-sabotaging thoughts, the thoughts that are bringing you down. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm doing this. I mean, the mind is going back and forth, back and forth. So I ask my clients to lovingly make a list. Stop. Before you do anything, just stop. Sit on the side of the bed or just mentally think about 5 things that you're grateful for. And not just think about it, but feel the gratefulness.
Feel the gratefulness.
Your husband lying next to you. Say, God, I thank you for my husband. And even when he's not or doing everything he's supposed to do, I thank you that you created him in your image. Because again, the second most powerful force in this universe, or I should say the first, gratitude is great, but the first is forgiveness. Because love covers a multitude of faults. Remember I said the law of attraction is the most powerful force in the universe. Another term is the law of love. So if I'm looking on my brother, accusing him, causing him to be guilty, that means I've got to punish him. And this is what we do to ourselves. We are not forgiving ourselves for whatever mistakes we've made. Our humanness makes mistakes. Okay. But to correct that mistakes, it only requires forgiveness. So if I could say, Lord, I know I probably didn't do everything I did yesterday, but this is how we wake up. I didn't finish this list, so I'm stupid. I can't do this. I don't have enough skills. I'm beating myself up. It doesn't take anyone outside of me to beat me up. I'm my worst critic.
I was just having this. I just had this conversation earlier. It's deja vu right now, but okay, go ahead.
So that second part is the mind chatter. We've got to shut it down. We cannot allow it to control us because whoever controls the mind controls the person. So who is controlling your thoughts?
That is so powerful.
You are the creator of your life experience. You are the producer. You are the director. You are the character of your movie called life. So what are you writing? What are you creating? What are you thinking? Because that is going to manifest Whatever you are thinking, it has nothing to do with outside of you. The kingdom of God is within you, and you are in control of that by your thoughts and your feelings.
So one of the things that I do when I am in a funk and is that song that just went off, Because I'm Happy.
Come on.
I mean, I literally, I was just laughing on the break because I love it when I'm going into the shower or coming right out, and you're just kind of in your natural state, right? And you're just everywhere,
right.
But you're dancing and
Right.
that song really is powerful. It makes you feel good.
Wow.
I started to write down things that I enjoyed that made me feel good.
That's powerful.
Okay? Like, I love to roller skate. I love to. You do? I'm from Baltimore. We roller
I'm from
skate.
Detroit.
Shake and bake, on a Thursday night. We were roller skating. So roller skating, dancing.
Yes.
Singing at the top of my lungs, board games. So anything that I feel like, this makes me happy, I try to really get in. Is that something that works for people?
Oh, my goodness. That is so powerful. Okay. Remember, you are spiritual, vibrational beings. What does that mean? Okay. Say, for instance, you were to walk into a room and someone, a bunch of people are sitting there and they're talking and they turn around and they smile at you. But something on the inside, you say, something just ain't right here. We call it a bad what? Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
See, we are vibrational beings. So if you're feeling good, if you're feeling happy, you can't feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
If you're feeling happy and feeling joy, that's where God lives. That is your core value. That is who you really are. So that other stuff that the mind that is rooting in fear, it cannot produce any of the other emotions because you're so focused on who you really are. Happiness won't bring you money. Money won't bring you happiness. But happiness will bring you money because you are in that vibe. You are in that frequency where God is, and that's where all the abundance will flow to you.
Do you think that it's possible to stay in a constant state of happiness all the time?
When you say happiness or
joy
or just oneness. Because it's a natural feeling. It's not something that we should be seeking. It's who we are.
I know, and you're right. But let me play the devil's advocate here for a moment, because it is who we are. But because we're living in this society where, I don't watch the news, honestly. I know I have a radio show. I should probably watch the news. I don't watch the news because of the negativity,
right.
So when we're in a space where it's constantly negative, your girlfriend's calling you, girl, did you see what happened to such and such? And your boyfriend, he's over there acting up, and your kids over there, you ready to whip their tails, and you got all of these different things going on. You're in a state of not so much joy or oneness. And so is it possible to walk your day every day in a pure state of joy all the time?
It's very possible to be true to yourself. When contrast, again, I'm gonna go back to that. Mm-hmm. When those events appear in your life, it's for you to stop. Freeze the frame for a moment. Mm-hmm. Because remember, this is just a movie. It's a script. What do I want? What am I thinking? What am I creating? What is the result? Because somebody else's issue shouldn't affect me unless I allow it to affect me. Because again, it's all about me. Really, we all live in our own universe.
It's really about being in control.
In control, right. But being true to yourself. So yes, things are going to appear. But if you get caught up in the drama, you're creating more of it. Mm-hmm. Do you want that? Mm-hmm. That's the question you would ask yourself. So again, when things enter in our life experience that we don't want, it's only to jar us. Because first of all, let me just give you a clue. I just believe this. Okay. We knew who we were before we came here.
I believe that.
Because in the Bible, Jeremiah says, in the book of Jeremiah, God said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you, which means Jeremiah knew him. That's why he kept telling us, stop, don't be afraid. Don't think about their faces. Wake up. It's the reason why the Bible calls us asleep. We're not conscious. We're not aware of who we really are. So when you are aware of who you are, and hell can be breaking loose, you look at it for what it's worth and you check in with yourself. What do I want? What am I creating? What is the result? Period.
I have to take your coaching program. Like I feel like I already feel renewed right now. Right now, I do. But I feel like if I went through, and I'm not trying to plug you. Let me just say I'm being 100%. I'm serious. I'm being sincere because I think, and to me, it's a big deal to try to inspire other people to unleash their ideas. And you're talking about 1 million. That's a small number compared to the 7.3 billion plus billion people we have on this earth. But I also have to have that level of inspiration to even kind of have this charge, to say, hey, this is what I want to do. And to hear you talk about these are things that, I kind of know. Some things I didn't think about. I mean, I've had a few aha moments. I haven't even been able to say, oh my God, that was an aha moment for me. Like, oh, the gratitude thing. I hear it all the time and I kind of brush it off. Thank you. Yeah. And there have been times where I've embraced meditation, and during my meditation, I'm like, okay, thank you. I think we take that very lightly. Yeah. But if you really put that feeling and emotion into it, I really thank you for this house because I could be homeless. There are people out there who have no home. Thank you for these shoes. That's right. Because I have 50 pair of shoes, and there's people out there who don't even have feet. Thank you for.
Wait a minute. When you said that, my husband and I were watching Dance with the Stars last night, and there was a lady on there that didn't have legs.
Wow.
She had prosthesis, and it was like she had some type of bacterial meningitis in her 20s.
Wow.
And so she said she was lying on the couch or lying in the bed, and she was just feeling bad, focusing on her issue. The prosthesis, they hurt. They were uncomfortable. She was weeping, and then she said, a song came on. That's why you said that happy song. A song came on that motivated her. She asked her dad, pick me up, I want to dance.
Oh.
And from that, she began to dance with her prosthesis. And last night, she dedicated the song to her dad.
Oh.
So I was like, what are we complaining about?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, you just gave me chills.
What are we complaining about? Again, the way our mind is focused, again, be not conformed. This mind is not who you are. You are not your mind. You are so much greater. It's the reason why it says, let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus. He knew who he was. He thought it not robbery to be equal with God. So who are you? But then again, if we listen to songs that says, I am the nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody, then we don't think we are, that we have the power and the ability to be and do and have everything we want, which is why, we incorporate all of this in all of my coaching and my training. See, when people sit down with us to go through the entrepreneur private training, I have them to focus solely on what you want. And then we put the belief part behind it. Because once you align with that thing you want, it has to appear. It's not about when or how it's coming. You heard my husband talk about the call center. Where did that come from? He believed it.
I know, but he's got to call me because I got people to staff it. Like I was thinking, oh wait, that's my blessing. Let me make sure they know. Yeah. So listen, that is amazing, and I just want to ask. We're talking again on the break, y'all.
Yeah.
On the break is supposed to be a break, right? But I haven't given this lady a bit of break since she got here. I have been on blah 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 100 miles an hour. So one of the things that I teach my daughter is people say you have to protect your body, you have to protect your hair. I think my mom says your hair is your glory or something like that. I don't know. But I always said you have to protect your mind. Yes. Like that is the biggest thing that you have to, what goes in, what you're putting out. And we're talking about that today, right?
Yes.
Do you agree that your mind is the most precious thing? You got to protect it, right?
Because out of it comes, your mind is very precious, right? Because whatever comes in is what you're going to create.
It's what you're going to create, right?
Because we put so much value on our bodies. And very little value on our self-worth. Our self-worth comes out of our belief system. Our beliefs comes out of our thoughts, right? So it's amazing how we spend women in particular, we spend lots of dollars on the fashion shoes and designer shoes and bags and purses, but very little on personal development. Why? And it's the indicator of a lack of self-worth. Well, I don't need all that. I know who I am. Really? Then why do you need this $300 bag and really paying a note on the bag?
Right.
Really?
Right.
To make you feel good.
Right.
We do things because we think it's going to make us feel good.
Right.
When we are already good. First of all, remind your daughter that she is not a body, that she is free. She is still as God created her, perfect, whole, and complete. That is the message we've got to get back to. I am not what I see. Because we get caught up. Like you said, people say, well, I'm not small enough. I'm not this. I don't look like that. I don't look the magazine that's airbrushed. Hello? Don't nobody look like that. Look at her without her makeup. Really? But who are you internally? Because that is what it's going. That's out of that. That's why I said out of the heart comes the issues of life. Your core values. It's time for us to get back to our core, who we really are, because that is where we're going to create from. And the lack of it is going to show it's going to manifest in our lives. We can fool everybody in the world, but you cannot fool yourself.
I love it.
When you go home, who are you? When you're lying in that bed, what are you really thinking about? It's time to take off the mask and be who we are.
I love it.
Authentically.
We are here with Alena Edmondson. Alena, where can we find you? Where can we get involved with the coaching? I need coaching, okay? I'm all about personal development. Honestly, I'm obsessed with it. But, not just for me, but for my audience. Where can we find you? Where can we get involved? Do you have a D Factor radio show special?
You know what?
I don't know.
You know what? Let's do it.
Really? I'm
yes,
serious.
Indeed.
Okay.
I am offering a 2-week training on the law of attraction starting April 8th and April 15th. And right now it's $147, but for the D Factor, let's knock off $100.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Because it's for the D Factor.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Do y'all hear this, audience? Oh, my God. Look, I'm going to be the first person to sign up. Let me just tell you, y'all going to hear me front and center. Thank you so much.
I want you to get, and I appreciate this interview, because people, and I know, again, they've got to be introduced to this. And so I know the value of what I offer, but I want you to really get it. And then, of course, I have several coaching programs. A licensed heart math coach, which means stress relief. I help you to release stress. The reason why we're experiencing the stuff we do is because of stress. Yeah. And stress, I help you to eliminate aging. Because if you're stressing, you're aging fast. You're speeding up the aging process. Not only are you doing that, you're releasing cortisol in your body. The reason why most women we have the belly is because it's the stress. It's what we're thinking. It's not what we're eating.
All right, now I need to change my thinking habits.
That's it.
And keep eating my
it's
Tostitos.
It's not what we're eating.
I love it. I love that.
So now it's time for us to really, and then this is a time of in this universe, everybody's talking about this now. So it's not just, I grew up in the church, of course, and, it took me a while to go down this path. And I'm like, okay, like you said, we're not really being taught this.
Yeah.
Because everything is really based in fear. Well, many people go to church because they're afraid to go to hell.
Yeah.
But they live hell every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
So now it's time for us to pull back, restore who we really are, rethink. As a matter of fact, the word repent is metanoio in the Greek, and it means to change your thinking.
I love
Change
that.
your thinking. When Jesus said, repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand.
Change your thinking.
He says, and then when the disciples would say, well, where's the kingdom? Is it over there? He said, no, it's within. Get out of here. Change your thinking.
I love that.
And out of the heart comes the issues of life. So that's the space with which you want to create.
I love it.
You want to realign with who you are, which is who God is. It's love.
I love it. Okay, website, phone number.
Yes.
Tell us. We need to know.
My phone number is 1-888-959-8896.
Awesome. Can you repeat that one more time?
888-959-8896.
Okay, awesome.
And the website, I'll give you two, is abundantlifecoaching.llc.com.
Okay.
Or AlenaEdmondson.com.
Spell Alena.
AlenaEdmondson.com.
Awesome.
So now what you can do is, if they would email me, Alena@AlenaEdmondson.com, and you and I get together on the link.
Okay.
No worries. So they'll come through you.
Okay.
And so we'll create a link for those who are listening to the show tonight.
Okay.
They'll be able to enter my private program. It's a 2-week coaching program on April 8th and April 15th on the law of attraction.
I love it. And we will be tweeting this. It will be all over social media at yourdwilliams.com, on Twitter, at yourdwilliams, on Facebook, Instagram. We'll have hopefully some photos. Alena, I know you have to go, but stick around because I want to get some photos with you. We have some positive quotes that Alena has spoke about today. We're going to push them out on Instagram. So hashtag yourdwilliams, hashtag UII movement. Guys, we're here with Alena Edmondson. She has been absolutely amazing, a joy, powerful energy, amazing. My cheeks are burning. I mean, I feel happy, honestly. I mean, the joy that I feel, just the knowledge that we've received, because again, unleashing your ideas, inspiring 1 million strong to start their own business. I can't tell you how grateful how my gratitude right now is at a 10 plus. I am so grateful that you took time out of your schedule. It's Tuesday. You've been here almost 2 hours with us here at the D Factor Radio Show. We have honestly appreciated your time, your attention, the love and energy that you have put into the information that you've provided. You have to come back. I'm not taking no for an answer.
I'm coming back.
and thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Listen, yes, thank you. You're listening to the D Factor Radio Show. We'll be right back.